There were 2 lessons learned that day. Never let flight lead try to kill you. And 2, always pack an extra pair of shorts. Anyways, thanks again and keep up the great work. I always look forward to Tuesdays now. And that's from Brian.
Sex, seniority, and salary in that order.
Rock on. You're on 121.5, the emergency frequency.
It's a show by professional pilots for professional pilots.
I looked back at them and I said, I don't think we're at the right airport. And they go, I don't think we are either.
Each episode, we bring you fascinating conversations with industry experts.
I think I should be a go-to on how to deal with 63, 64-year-old men.
You're going to chase it like a dog chasing a school bus.
But we're not just about the serious stuff. We're here to have fun.
Currently on an overnight in Orlando, and this is by far hell. This is the worst place on earth.
It's a whole thing.
The 21.5 Professional Pilots Podcast is your destination for everything aviation, whether you're cruising in the flight levels or just starting your journey.
Welcome back.
You do it. Go ahead.
Welcome back to another episode of the 21.5 Professional Pilots Podcast. My name is Max. I'm a professional pilot in business and the airlines. Joined by my brother-in-law, friend, and co-host.
Hey now, what's happening? You're a professional pilot, but we're not professional podcasters. It's been a little while. We're a little rusty here getting the intro going. It's been a while since we've just recorded a mailbag and flight advice episode, so I'm excited to...
I've already worked a full day, okay?
You look like you're for those of you in our new video, since we're now doing video podcasts, tune in to see Max sitting in an extremely well-appointed hotel room.
This is just my living room. I haven't even shown you the bedroom. Do you want to do like a cribs episode? Show you what the magic happens?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm worried. Wow. Would you like to go give a free plug for the Southwest Airlines overnight?
This is the Chase Park Plaza, the Royal Sonesta Chase Park Plaza in St. Louis, which I am not typically known for singing the praises of St. Louis, especially the airport. You want to hear do you ever watch Family Guy? You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Perfect.
St. Louis thinks it is way bigger. It still thinks it's TWA days. Like, there's a whole terminal. There's like no jet bridges, empty gates. Yet they condemned all these houses, or not condemned, eminent domain, and took all these houses to build this huge runway out into like some neighborhood that like is completely unnecessary. And then like today, the Arrival brings you in, and it has you like super high and like 250 on the downwind, and then they're always like, okay, descend and maintain 2,000. And you're just like, because you know they're trying to turn you in on a close base because there's nobody else out here.
Mm-hmm.
But the Arrival is designed to like send you out like O'Hare, like over the lake 20 miles. And
right.
It just irritates me. And they have metering. Like, metering for what? There's nobody here. Like, there's people here. It's not like it's a ghost town, but they think they act like they're O'Hare, and it irritates me.
Not quite O'Hare.
I know. Wow. I don't know why. Like, there's plenty of room. There's no wide bodies in sight. Like, there's no L1011s anymore. We can move on. But the hotel here is quite nice. Full gym, full Cybex setup. I mean, very legitimate. A lot of ethnic food in the close vicinity. You would enjoy it.
Facilities, okay. So hotel thumbs up, airport thumbs down. I remember I actually recorded a podcast with you in the St. Louis airport, and I was trying to find a quiet place to go, and there was all that closed wing of the terminal, and I went there, but there was like, it was making an announcement like every 15 or like every minute. So it was like I couldn't talk. Yeah, it didn't work.
There's a club though there you can duck into.
Well, thank you for joining us. All of the St. Louis content that you have been looking for.
Everybody dying to know what to do.
Everybody's dying to know. This is, in fact,
they took away the Pasta House. It's my favorite restaurant there too. God, you'd think I'm like lived in this place.
Yeah, no kidding. Gee, Christmas.
Anyway, the hotel is very nice and has a movie theater. Look at this, a full schedule. It's playing. I mean, I don't even know where to go here.
Unreal.
I don't know what to do.
We'll make this quick, Max, so you can get to your screen.
Quickly. I got a lot to do. I already missed the pool because of this.
Unreal. Well, if you're new to the show, welcome. You might be scratching your head wondering what we're going to be discussing on a show for professional pilots. So are we. But we're going to figure it out here. We usually start off with some type of hotel review for wherever we happen to be staying.
Dylan always commenting in the background.
Always
of my hotels.
has a comment.
It's very perceptive.
And then we'll get into some general discussion about what we've been up to. We have mailbag today, flight advice today, where listeners write in and we try and help them out with their quandaries, and just some general banter and discussion and kind of whatever we want to talk about. So thanks for joining us on this hour-long audio journey. Max, do you have any musings to share for us? I mean, you've already had us a couple rants here, but anything else happening? You've been busy. I've been flying a bunch lately. I've got a couple stories, I think. Should be good.
You go first.
Okay.
I don't have really. I added another cool cocktail glass to my collection from Bonanza Airlines.
Wow. Bonanza Airlines.
Have you ever heard of Bonanza?
Yeah, I think I do
Where
remember.
Have you seen? Oh, this is a good large airport trivia. Where have you seen Bonanza Airlines artifacts?
Because I'm going to say Bonanza's. Was that a Vegas carrier?
Yes.
Casino carrier?
Yes. Yeah. So in Las Vegas, if you're walking like from the C to the B terminal, and you got to go, where the moving walkway, and there's like the glass case, and it has some old Bonanza Airlines stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Anyway, yeah.
We got to do a little video of all your airline cocktail glasses.
We gotta wait till it's done. It's a process.
Still a work in process.
It's a thing.
All right. Okay.
I can't even get the display rack until I know how many glasses I'm gonna have. And I keep buying more glasses, so it's
defunct.
I'm in like a racetrack.
The good news is there's an almost unlimited amount of defunct carriers over the past 100 years.
Yeah,
so
really, there's quite a few. I'm always like see these ones. I'm like, what is this? Like,
where did this come from? I got to post a picture. I flew on a really cool Horizon Airlines in the retro paint livery the other day, and it was so cool with like the orange sun and the lettering, and yeah, I was stoked about that. It was a throwback to a cooler design time. I don't know if you've noticed any of our AI design images that we do for most of the album art, but I've been really experimenting with the retro 1990s designs.
It is cool.
And I've been like, it's been kind of fun to go through the different eras of airline design.
More and more. I'm grateful I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah,
the way the world is turning. Should we talk about that real quick? About airline employees, specifically pilots, that are making some very aggressive posts on social media?
Man, absolutely. Would you like to? Are you gonna add to it right now? You're gonna launch a grenade?
Yeah, you're gonna be a big poster.
Yeah,
but dude, it's like you can't. Let's just put a public service announcement. It's free speech. It's a great country. We're very lucky. You can say whatever you want, but there is an implied understanding that if you post yourself, perhaps, in uniform in front of an airline you work for, or, congratulating yourself for upgrading to captain or whatever that is, that connects the dots of associating you with said airline. So then, you can say whatever you want, but remember, the dot's been connected, and we've seen ramifications of people that have posted stuff in the wake of the whole Charlie Kirk thing, and have found themselves in a little bit in some hot water. Which, again, this is not a political show. You agree or disagree. I don't think it's great for anybody, but you can find yourself in some very hot water. So always be conscious about what you're putting out there, especially if you've already proclaimed,
who you work for
and who you're in your employ.
Have you gotten any? Has there been any like guidance that's come out? Are you aware of ALPA or any of the other unions like communicating?
I haven't seen anything, or I haven't. But I mean, everybody has their social media policies. They're pretty clear. Everybody's been put on notice, I'm sure.
Yeah.
At any big company, not just airlines, but when you're at the helm of the ship, you definitely get some scrutiny from the general public if you start posting.
It's just this job is so it just pairs so nicely with social media, because you have all these cool experiences that you want to document, and you get so many likes by posting this picture of me on an overnight, or me upgrading to captain, or me in my uniform, or whatever, that it's I would say most people have already, kind of disclosed where they work for at this point. And so it is definitely a tightrope to walk. Yeah, I've been up and down, Max, a lot. And I'm like trying to think of interesting stories to share with you. And I have nothing. I'm just that good. Every single flight that I operate is just drama-free.
Well, dude, look at the text message I just sent you. Have you ever? Well, actually, just look here. Well, for the video, have you ever seen this airplane before?
I mean, it looks like a
Concorde
plus a 737 plus a 727. Like, what is that?
No, it's a 727. We parked like right next to this thing. I'm like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
And it's Raytheon's airplane. They've had it forever, and it has an F-16 nose on it because they put fighter, radars in the front to test. And it has all these other big radar protrusions. And then I started to think, like, where do you go to recurrent on the 727 now?
Like Mexico City.
I wonder if Boeing, like, I don't know.
Lima, Peru.
They moved the sim.
It's got to be South America, right? Oh, Max. Hold on. I forgot to tell you who's joining us here today.
Surprise guest
Who may be able to answer that very question that you have, hopefully. Reginald, where are Boeing 727 simulators for pilot training?
The venerable Boeing 727, the aircraft that made three-engine tail-mounted power fashionable before it was cool. As for simulators, US options. Most of the major training centers, CAE, Flight Safety, Boeing, retired their 727 simulators years ago. Today, your best bet stateside is with specialty or legacy operators, such as charter outfits, cargo carriers, or independent training centers that still keep a Level D sim alive for contract training. These are rare, but there have been reports of sims in Miami and Atlanta still used for legacy freighter ops. International options. A few 727 full-flight simulators survive abroad, mostly in South America and Africa, where 727 freighters are still flying.
Wow. Okay. Still flying. Okay. I remember what I was going to tell you now. Thank you, Reggie. So yesterday landed and taxied in Scottsdale. What was parked on the ramp? A Saab 340.
An executive configure, like an executive
I'm like, what?
Saab?
I looked at that and I told the guy I'm fine with. I was like, I have 1,000 hours in those things. I haven't seen one of those in forever. And I'm like, what is this? And I asked, and they're like, oh, yeah, they're getting ready to do like some type of FAA line check in it. I was like, what? Who is operating this thing? So I don't know. If you know what's going on with the Saab 340 in Scottsdale, let me know. I want to get some stick time.
never know what you're going to see out there.
You never know. That caught me a little off guard. Kind of funny. All right. So we got Reggie back, sort of. He's got some simulator updates for
latency
us.
issues.
We're just really struggling here, but that is okay. So yeah, anything else from the road before we move on?
Nothing profound. Nothing that seasoned aviators would find interesting.
I can appreciate that. All right. Well, let's jump into the discussion today, Max. Some reviews and comments. So if you remember a few episodes ago, we were talking about commuting via piston airplane, and we got a ton of comments from people about it. It sounds like there's actually quite a few. Your boy Big Earn he said he's done it in the Cirrus a few times. Someone else told us that there's a captain at ULCC that flies his Mooney from LZU to Asheville when he goes to work. I don't know where LZU is. That's like southern.
There's a crew base in Asheville.
I don't know. There's no way to know. And someone else said, I knew a guy who commuted from Knoxville to Charlotte in a Cherokee 6. Sometimes he would take a flight attendant home or other crew who got stuck. This was after they closed the Knoxville base and everyone ended up in Charlotte. The best part of that email was I just read the first sentence where it's like, sometimes he would take a flight attendant home. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Right, I wonder.
Good for you. So, yeah, this little mini commuter base. And then Bob Laster, they say, does it in a Mooney. Oh, still a fair amount of
a lot of people.
People, yeah. And then even more. Here, I'll let you read the YouTube comments from page 2 for even more info.
About 10 years ago, I commuted between Fresno and San Diego, about an hour and 40 minutes one way in a Cessna 210, far better than slogging through the California freeways. I kept my plane at a small airport outside of Fresno for $150 a month and rented a tie-down in Montgomery Field for $10 a day. Used to be $7 a day. Got a deal from the airport manager to pay once a month, and they kept track of the days I was there, generally less than $300 a month. My job came with paid time off, which included sick leave, vacation, holidays. Each day I saved by flying and not driving and renting an apartment went into my PTO and savings accounts. At the end of 5 years, I cashed in my PTO and paid off the plane.
There you have it.
Thinking outside the box. That's awesome.
I love it. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for the feedback on that. There are people still doing it. Yeah, that's the thing though. Is still you got to park it at, like even this guy's saying he's parking it at a different airport than the one he had to commute to. So
well, it's got to be a long way, dude. Because even I was trying to do something similar, and for somewhere that was like a 3-hour drive. Not for work, just for fun. But by the time you load your stuff in the car, drive to the airport, load it to the plane, pull the plane out, fly up there, land, unload your stuff into another car, and then drive. It's like you didn't save any time.
Yeah,
it was for a 3-hour drive. Like it's got to be like a 6-hour
traffic
drive or something like that. You know,
exactly.
Or you gotta have a really fast airplane.
Yes, also an option. Okay, that's going to do it for the comments for today. If you'd like to leave a review or comment for us, you know how to do it. Go on Apple, Spotify, or any YouTube, anywhere you can leave a review. Write us a review and then shoot us an email, and we'll be happy to send you some stickers. I have just sent out a massive amount of stickers in the last couple of days, so expect those coming in the mail if you haven't already. Shoot me a message with your address. Okay. To the mailbag. Now, I'm going to give you the option. Do you want to do the ad read, or do you want me to let Reggie do the ad read?
Let Reggie do it. We haven't had him
he's
do
back.
it in a while.
He's ready to go. Okay, Reggie. Let's see if you can go ahead.
This episode is brought to you by Advanced Aircrew Academy, reminding you that just because you're flying the airplane doesn't mean you know where it's going. Let's talk about CFIT, Controlled Flight into Terrain. It's exactly what it sounds like, and no, it's not the scenic route. Advanced Aircrew Academy's CFIT prevention module is designed to keep you out of the headlines and off the mountainside. It breaks down terrain awareness strategies, automation traps, and that fun little setting in your FMS that tries to kill you in approach mode. And for flight department managers, their online platform makes scheduling and tracking training as easy as missing a step-down fix with VNAV armed. So before your next terrain avoidance moment becomes career-limiting, check out aircrewacademy.com. Advanced Aircrew Academy, training that helps you avoid meeting the Earth unexpectedly.
Reggie, I threw in a little VNAV joke there.
Look at you.
That's when we know. That's where we're going to be replaced here pretty soon.
I was just going to say, that's how you know Reggie's taking our job.
He's just going to be cracking his own joke.
At some point.
And plus, you're not going to have to listen to him review hotel rooms he's in. It's going to be so much better. Thanks for Advanced Aircrew Academy continuing to put up with our shenanigans over all these years and experimenting with little ad reads there. On to the mailbag. Max, here's the first email. It says, hey guys, just wanted to say thank you for discussing my upcoming career choice during flight advice on episode 175. Based on what you said, I'm actually going to give the regionals a fair shake and see what fits best with my wife's military move schedule. Oh, okay, this was the guy that was trying to figure out if he should do regionals or military because his wife was going to stay in the military. He says, I really appreciate your advice to take advantage of the time at home while the kids are young. It's tough to put my pride aside, but if I'm serious about home and family life, the regionals versus commuting to a major would be a sacrifice that could be worth it. As a way to say thank you, here's my aviation story. A few years ago, I was flying in the desert, supporting a ground operation to take out some really bad guys. The operation had ended, so we hopped back in our helicopter to fly back to our home forward operating base. We had been watching a haboob build right off of our nose, but it hadn't looked like it was moving very fast. We started up the aircraft normally, and by the time we were ready to take off, the storm was definitely closer. As a new aircraft commander, I felt we needed to rush to take off, but my flight lead didn't seem to have the same sense of urgency. By the time we were ready to depart, my flight lead says over the inter-flight, hey, you guys see this haboob? Yeah, buddy, we do, and we need to get out of here. The aircraft pitched together and made a climbing left turn to do a 180 and depart away from the storm. Based on the buildings to our left, I put our aircraft on the right side of the formation, on the outside of the turn, as we gained airspeed to turn around. About halfway through the turn, the Haboob overtook us, and we were flying in the middle of a ping pong ball. I immediately called blind on interflight, signaling that I could no longer see the lead aircraft despite being just 5 rotor diameters away. My flight lead repeated the original rollout heading, which wasn't super helpful at the moment, but was meant to deconflict our aircraft flight path. At that moment, I began to get extremely disoriented because of the lack of horizon coupled with the steep angle of bank. I was about to call for my co-pilot to take the controls when he announced, "Guys, I'm Spatial D." Spatially disoriented. I was so thrown off that I started an erratic descent, subconsciously searching for some kind of ground reference. We dove from 400 feet to less than 100 feet in just seconds, and I pulled the guts out of the aircraft to stop our descent. So now I'm spatially disoriented, new aircraft commander with a co-pilot who's unable to take the controls. In a sandstorm in an unfriendly country about to hit lead or the ground.
Lead.
Not my best moment.
Hit the lead.
Oh, yeah. Hit lead or the ground. Not my best moment.
Hit lead.
Well, I meant like getting shot at or something. Get the lead out. By the grace of God, we popped out of the Haboob with the lead aircraft right where he should have been. All I heard over interflight from flight lead was, "Y'all good?" We had a 3-hour flight home, so all I said was, "Yup," despite needing needle-nose pliers to pull out the seat cushion. There were 2 lessons learned that day. Never let flight lead try to kill you, and 2, always pack an extra pair of shorts. Anyways, thanks again, and keep up the great work. I always look forward to Tuesdays now, and that's from Brian. Yeah.
I'm flying with a dude right now that used to fly Apaches. And
Okay.
it's interesting. I'm like, do you ever miss flying helicopter? He goes, no, those things are too dangerous.
Yeah. I've talked to a couple of Black Hawk guys. It's the same thing. No one's looking to get back into the helicopter, seems like.
Yeah, it's funny. They seem like such cool machines. That seems like fun, flying an Apache. I've been asking him a lot of questions. It's probably getting annoyed.
Is it getting annoyed?
Yeah. It's funny though. This is the best part about flying with airline people, guys you've never met before, is that everybody's got like their thing. It's always interesting to figure out what somebody's thing is. And this guy, he's a big golfer, huge golfer, takes golf very seriously.
Okay.
He's telling me about his golf simulator and he shows me some pictures. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I'm like, so what did that cost? He goes, 50. And I'm like, 50 for a golf simulator? He goes, yeah, that launch monitor is like 25 grand right there. That's what the pros use. I was like,
TrackMan.
Damn, dude.
Those things were they were developed, I believe, by a Israeli company. But it's the same, it's like missile tracking.
Like track mortars and then counterfire. Yeah.
Yeah. And like for a while it was really hard to travel. Like our buddy that played on the PGA Tour, when he would travel with it, I think they had to declare it, and it was like a whole thing to get it through security.
Really?
Yeah.
Like ITAR restriction?
Yeah. So kind of interesting. I don't think it's the same anymore, but yeah, the old TrackMan. They're quite expensive. All right, next email. Go ahead.
Guys, I'm sorry this is so delayed, but there's only so much I can do when I'm on the tractor listening to y'all. I commute from Lexington, Kentucky to Charlotte, and it couldn't be more enjoyable. I have a beautiful farm that my wife and I live on. The flight to work is 38 minutes, with 5 to 6 flights operating direct to Charlotte daily. The parking is cake. I live 11 minutes from the airport, and TSA has a max of 3 people in line. Living somewhere like Lexington allows me to completely disconnect from work, even though I'm the wife's free farm hand, and it's something that I love to do. I have a great group of friends here and still get to enjoy the occasional CFI flight. I couldn't imagine living in base. Dealing with the crew bus, city traffic would completely contradict why I became pilot. If I lived in base, I would probably have an hour commute to the airport, plus parking and shuttle, then a random at KCM, where I can use the same block of time from Lexington, get on a plane and let someone else do the work just to end up inside of an airport. Side note, thank you for reviewing the Bose replacement foam. You dropped a hint you were going to try them a few episodes ago, and I've been impatiently waiting for the review. Ordering those as soon as I land from my commute flight. Thank you for keeping up the tent/shade plugs out of this episode. Justin.
Good email. All right. Okay, this is in regards to this uplinked flight plan stuff we were talking about a few episodes ago, remember? And there was like modifications. We were complaining about that. Steve wrote in a good email. He says, load your uplinked flight plan into your secondary flight plan, then accept the CPDLC revised clearance into the primary. Mod your secondary with the reroute portion, then activate that. Just another technique. And then also, when we were wondering how you
do you load the uplinked flight plan? Oh, you mean like requesting it from? I see what you mean.
Yeah. And then you take the modded flight plan.
Secondary with the reroute portion. And
that's an interesting technique. I have to try that. I don't know if that's approved. Sounds like worth a try. He also said for deviating for weather, how to request that. CPDLC, remember we were trying to figure that out? If you were trying to ask for a deviation from course. He says, go to the ATC index page, the same page you'd request an altitude change, select ATC request. That should bring up an offset prompt. This is in Honeywell, but I'm pretty sure it's similar in Column.
But isn't an offset like lateral offset from a course? Like offsetting 2 miles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Just offset and just request a 50-mile offset. There you go.
Awesome, I guess.
Could work. All right. Thank you for the knowledge, Steve. Appreciate it.
Hey, guys, I'm a 1,000-hour single-engine multi who has yet to land my first-time flying job. Most of my hours are personal flights for fun, low and slow, airplane camping, mountains, Idaho, Utah, South Dakota, etc. Since you have been flying the Cub and scratching the surface of this very different world of aviation, how can I include these experiences on a resume? How much value would a potential 91, 135, 121 employer place on this experience? Looking to stand out and distance myself from the typical 141 CFI pattern pounder. Thanks. From Cody. P.S. I do have an instrument, but not my CFI yet. My Badlands Traveler build is getting close, and I'll have time for the CFI once it's flying. Full-time engineer and also flying skydivers in a 182 on the weekends. And fly my Mustang too when I find time. Busy. The podcast slaps or whatever the kids are saying these days. Cody's building the Badlands Traveler.
Oh, this was an airplane that you were lusting after for a while.
I still am, but anyway, I have thoughts on this, but I don't know if anyone wants to hear.
No one wants to hear this.
Well, it's good.
It's
basically
fast.
I'll give it to you quickly.
Yeah.
It's lands slow, but actually goes pretty fast and hauls a lot of stuff. It looks like a really great backcountry airplane. I think the problem is it doesn't do that much more than what I already have that is already flying and I don't have to build. But if they do, I think in the next few years, they're going to come out actually with some real engine advances in aviation. There's Rotax and there's the 916 turbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But unless there's like a real big change in an engine that you can put on there, or like one of these like 200 or 250 horsepower turboprops that they're building now in Europe, like there's all kinds of cool stuff happening. Then I would love to have one of those.
Then it's time. Okay.
That is it. That is all I have to say about that.
Okay. So it sounds like he's wondering.
I think it's hard to appreciate that kind of flying until you've done that kind of flying. Wouldn't you say? Would you say?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I think that there is definitely on your resume. How do you I feel like those experiences will be useful in a job interview sometime when you're interviewing with a pilot that has maybe done that type of flying.
Well,
and you'll have like a great conversation and shared experience to be able to talk about. But on your resume is going to be a little tougher to communicate that.
Yeah. You have to remember the purpose of a resume is to what?
Get you in the door.
Get you an interview, right?
Yep.
And I think it's going to be very difficult to highlight that aviation experience on a resume. Like you can put it on there, I think, in at the bottom where it's like hobbies. You can be like, yeah, I love backcountry flying and airplane camping. Like, that's cool. That shows your passion for aviation. Where I think some of that experience can be really valuable is if, I'm sure if you've done a lot of that flying, you have some pretty good tell me about a time stories that maybe you could weave in there. Tell me about a time when you faced adversity in the cockpit or whatever. And you could just say, hey, this wasn't flying professionally. I could give you a story, but this one comes to mind and, whatever. And I'm sure, I think that would be, instead of like, I was flying in the CRJ and the captain and I had a disagreement about the weather deviation and blah, 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 and like the same old, uninteresting story that everyone tells. So,
yeah, exactly.
That's what I would say. I don't know.
I think it will be useful. You got to figure out the right time to deploy it. More on a one-on-one situation would be my guess. But yeah, that's not a bad resume advice though. Just put it as a hobby. And you know what else you could do? This would be a good way to start generating conversations on LinkedIn by posting pictures of your backcountry flying, and you can start to build conversations and start to create some cool pictures that might get you on the radar of some recruiters.
Or go to Johnson Creek and hang out for about a week.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you'll meet a lot of airline pilots. I did.
Yeah, right. That's the
I
other
met
thing.
a Canadian dude that flew a 737 Combi with a gravel kit on it. So you never know what you're going to find out
You
there.
never know who you're going to meet. Yeah, so it's maybe possible you meet him at the campsite. Maybe you start to cultivate a little bit of a personality on LinkedIn. But I do think there is some use there. And look, I think most people would know it's a chief pilot or somebody looking at resumes. If somebody had a significant amount of tailwheel time, like you would know. Like to me, at least, if I looked at that, I'd be like, oh, okay, this person's probably got some good stick and rudder skills. So I think it will serve you.
And send pictures of the Badlands Traveler, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Cody, thanks for emailing in. That's going to do it for the mailbag. If you've got a question for us or a comment, you know what to do. Shoot us an email, info@215podcast.com. We'll be happy to discuss your thoughts. So let's make a quick phone call here. See what we can do.
Hi, Ted. Welcome to the 215 Professional Pilots podcast. Do you happen to be on your way home from commuting in to your home airport?
I can't believe this show's still on.
We can't either. It's been almost 200 episodes.
Yeah,
Can
it's
you
all
believe
because
that?
of you, Ted, mostly. I think people just wait around and wade through the rest of the episodes so we can get you on the show.
You go home and put 2 kids to bed.
Wow. And your wife thinks she's got to put 3 kids to bed once you get home. One of them's cranky.
I'm pretty sure there'll be a cocktail on the table.
Yes.
She's a
Count
good
on it.
woman.
Yeah.
Ted is living the dream. Everybody.
Living the dream.
Wow, from London, that's a short flight for you. Typically,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm on reserve this month, so I get.
Why'd you do that? Are you trying to escape work?
No, I failed at bidding.
Like you failed to bid, or you just did a bad job at bidding?
I got greedy and asked for too much stuff, and then it kicked me out down to like the last layer, which was long.
Have you escaped working on any days?
Yeah, this was the first trip of the month, so that was good.
Oh,
Oh.
I would be bidding that every month. I actually bid reserve for next month for that exact purpose because I figured October would be kind of low energy and I could slide under the radar.
Yeah. Yeah, when reserve's great if they don't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. Tell us a little bit about bidding with this PBS. Like you're talking about layers and you get too greedy. Like for any listeners that don't understand, what exactly do you do?
So, you get so many layers. Your first layer might be you're swinging for the fences, your wet dream schedule. And then you slowly keep asking for less as you get down to just give me whatever crap left over layer. And that would be, way down there like 10 or something like that.
Wait, so the first layer is like, I don't want to work on the weekends and I want to start, show afternoon and, finish before whatever.
Commutable
And then your
fans, yeah.
second layer is like, you take one of those off and be like, okay, I'll take my finish before 3 p.m. requirement. And then you slowly go down the list of cutting out the, kind of like when we were at the bar in college, right? And you go up to the hottest girl first and then that doesn't work out. And you go to
Bill and I always went for layer 7.
Ted would just walk up and say, "Hey, pie's on."
That's exactly right. And then if you're really, really senior, you can just go in layer 1 and just pick the trip, just literally pick the trip number and put it in there. You'll get it. If you're the number 1 guy,
Wow. So you can just go cherry pick the actual pairing. Wow.
You don't even have filters. You just cherry pick your pairing.
Good. That kind of makes me want to be number 1 on the seniority list. Should work on
that's
that.
weird.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that before.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Everyone, just guy get hired at a major.
Yeah. It's one thing to figure out. So can you make an unlimited amount of layers?
No, based on your software, I think it's only unless you're bidding reserve, then you can go to 10 layers.
Wow.
Which I don't need any more layers. Some guys get really into it, are probably much better bidders than I am. But yeah, I mean, you can pretty much do what you got to do within that many layers.
You know, it's an interesting thing with airline pilots because I've found that it just seems like there's only two different types of guys. One type of guy or gal is going to spend a lot of time understanding the bidding software, how PBS works, and how to maximize the schedule. And the other person just sort of like does the defaults and just sort of takes what they get. Is that kind of the way you see it?
Yeah, I think some guys are really sharp, get really good schedules. And then there's guys that spend like 10 minutes on it, like me, and then just kind of.
It could be a good use of time to maybe learn how to use it.
Yeah, it's closely tied to how motivated you are by what you have going on at home.
Yeah,
you know, I think.
Yeah, I'm not really good at getting into the manual and learning things.
Yeah,
I just kind of,
Ted, you should learn. You should hear about this new thing they have called artificial intelligence that's coming out. It's crazy. It does a lot of that. You know, a lot of that stuff for you.
I mean, well, does it like just read it to you then?
We don't know yet. It's not out yet. It's not a couple more years. It should be out.
I've actually tried this before. So I actually took the bid packet and I uploaded it to ChatGPT. I'm like, look, I want to work Wednesday. I basically did PBS with the bid packet, and I told AI, I'm like, I want to work Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, and I want to work AMs and this and that, and like told it things, and I had it go through the bid packet, and it kind of worked. But the problem is you have to like, I think I would have to put in like, honestly, give it layers, just like Ted's talking about, and be like, if you can't get me this, then try for ones that meet this criteria. But it's really hard to like describe your bidding philosophy to AI and have it work. So we're not quite there yet. I'm working on it.
Yeah, there's so many nuances too. Like, I mean, you could get down to like, you want to be in certain cities. Do you want a deadhead on like the last leg, the first leg? As an FO, you can block out captains that you don't want to fly with. I mean, you could go, as deep as you want into it.
Yeah, it's definitely. Overall, though, Ted, you prefer PBS over line bidding?
Yes, save a lot more time.
Yeah, Max. You guys are you're the last carrier that does line bidding.
Yeah, we are
right?
hardcore line bidding. Yeah, but we have the rules that make it so valuable, like for like vacation drops and all this stuff. Like you can really get them in. Yeah, because a lot of the regionals have that scenario.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So your advice, Ted, for the young guy or gal getting hired at the airline, how much time and energy should they put into learning the scheduling software?
It would help you if you took some time to study it. Yeah.
There you go. You heard it here first,
Yeah,
folks.
that's right.
Ted spewing wisdom.
Learn from his mistakes.
I also recommend just becoming number one on the seniority list.
That's easier.
That's an insider tip right there, folks. Ted,
that's the ultimate tip I can provide. Is, be seniority number one.
What's the highest seniority number either of you have been in your position? Yeah, I mean, like obviously, in your seat, in base.
In my seat, during COVID, I was like number 8 out of on the Airbus. That was pretty sweet. Oh no, I take that back. At my region,
number 2. So you basically got every single thing you wanted.
Yeah, I just went in. I picked my trips, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna upgrade.
The best I've been is whatever I am right now, which is like 25%. Or
you're at 25% already?
Yeah, somewhere in there. 28. I don't know, somewhere around there. I don't really calculate it every month.
The only bad side was I was at a regional making like $41 an hour or something like that.
Yeah, but you dominated that Pensacola overnight. Every night time you wanted it, you were there.
Guy,
there's a golden tea machine at the bar right next to the
had
hotel.
A grouper sandwich and a golden tea machine dialed.
You just got to cross a not too busy highway to do it. You can get there.
Ted, any thoughts of upgrading to narrow body captain?
There's that's never going to happen.
Never.
You haven't flown with anyone that's offended you enough to like make you want to, fly with your favorite captain?
No, my buddy guys are pretty easy. I mean, they're just happy making their money. They're all like, it's easy. You only have 2 legs to get annoyed on, too. I mean, it's not like you're grinding a 4-day where you have 12 legs.
And you're not even up there
right.
the whole time.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you're on nap, and then since I'm a international relief officer, they're pretty happy when I bring them coffee and.
I would never take a cup of coffee from you. There's no point, no way I would ever take anything from you.
2 creams, right, sir?
Yeah. Piping hot, just the way you like
Captain
it, Cap.
Jones, I know how you like it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. What Ted, we were talking earlier about this whole these flight crews maybe getting in hot water this week for making postings. And I was just asking Max if the union had said anything at his airline. Has there been any communication? Have you seen any discussion?
Yes, basically don't post stuff. Yeah, but yeah, you're gonna get in trouble with the company if you put stuff on social media that the company deems not appropriate.
Man.
Isn't it funny that email has to be sent? Like, you'd think we're all adults at this point, but I guess that's not enough. Can't make those kind of assumptions.
We have free speech, but then, when you work for a huge company, I mean, you have to abide by their rules. I mean, that's part of the, agreeing to work.
It is what it is. We were just trying to warn the kids out there. You got to be careful what you say, and you need to learn how to PBS layer bid.
Yeah, you got to be careful what you're slinging about on the gram.
That's right. Well, we're excited for you to return. Ted, any last minute London tips for anyone before we let you go?
Yeah, don't be there when the president of the United States is there, because that was I got some great videos of some demonstrations.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? A lot of civil unrest?
I wasn't even I didn't even put 2 and 2 together, and I'm just walking to look at Big Bend and the eye, and then all of a sudden this huge parade of demonstrators goes by, and I'm stuck, and I can't cross the street for 30 minutes, and I was hurtling. I had to get back to the hotel to take a shit. And I was stuck on this corner, and for 30 minutes I could not get by. That was terrible.
It's a little political unrest, a little bowel unrest. There's all sorts of.
Then I turtle walked 0.4 miles back to the hotel, get up to my room, and then the key card doesn't open my room. I have to go back downstairs, get a new key. I was sweating. It was so bad.
I would have paid to see.
That is the worst. Is there anything where it's one of the worst parts of the job is walking up to your hotel and the key not working?
There's nothing more infuriating than that.
It's got to be one of the top 5 worst things about being a pilot, I would imagine.
Yeah.
That and any transportation typically between the airport and hotel. That's my least favorite job. Least favorite part of this job is dealing just with having to look and where do we get the van here? Just the whole thing. I just hate that, dude.
Just bid Pittsburgh overnight and walk to the Hyatt. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we got that. I actually welcome those hotels. I know I can skip
the best.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
I don't know, Ted. Max has really been singing the praises of St. Louis lately.
Yeah, I'm at the Royal Sonesta here at Chase Park Plaza, Ted. It's really something else. Full gym.
That's a very senior overnight.
Is it really? Because they used to live. Yeah, because they're a bunch of dudes that still live here, right?
Yeah, but now, I mean, most of those guys are gone.
Look, here, it's layer.
Do you miss
layer 7?
Do you miss having overnights in the U.S.?
Yeah, all the time.
Are you tired? If you could fly the wide body, but overnight in, it's the same thing with the only one leg and blah blah blah, but you could just overnight in the U.S. Would you prefer that?
That'd be awesome, man. Go be at the beach in Southern California, or go to be at a baseball game in Boston. Man, that shit's awesome. The best part of the job is doing stuff like that on overnight. I
But
miss
flying
that
the narrow
stuff.
body is just not worth it. It's too much work.
Too much work.
Too much work.
Can't be done. Wow. Well, we're excited for you to return home. Sounds like you'll be receiving a king's welcome.
I'm glad you've had all this time with your kids this month, Ted, not going to work. So
Yeah.
I hope, I wish you no more calls on reserve.
I can already tell my wife's annoyed by her text messages. This is gonna be.
You're not even home yet. You've already.
I'm
coming.
1 block away. I can tell. I can feel the heat.
Maybe could you just stop by? What was the name of that place down the street from
Lusty
you?
lady?
No.
Oh, the Rock.
Yeah, the Rock. Can you just swing by the Rock, maybe?
Unfortunately, it didn't survive COVID. So
Didn't make it through. That's all right. It's probably for the
Ted
best.
used to walk home from the Rock and slip on the ice, and you know all these stories.
just a complete train wreck. All right.
All right. Get home. Tuck those
welcome
kids
home.
in.
See
All
ya.
right, Teddy. Good talk.
Oh gosh.
You never know what he's going to say next.
You just never know. Well, Max, I mean, I have a flight advice queued up, but I just feel like we got so much advice from Ted. I don't know.
The turtle walk.
The turtle walk. Ay. We've all been there too. Just in a foreign city, just deep breaths. All right. Well, that phone call from Ted was brought to you by our friends at Harvey Watt, harveywatt.com.
We're not gonna do the flight advice.
Yeah,
Why
we
can't
are.
do
I was
flight
just
advice?
kidding. We had to do an ad read for
We got
Harvey
enough
Watt.
PBS advice from
Yeah,
Ted
right.
that we don't.
Yeah.
We just
Flight advice brought to you by Ted and Harvey Watt. One of them is the largest provider of loss of medical insurance in the world, and the other one is what used to be a top 15 Golden Tee player.
And used to be number 2 in Detroit at the regionals.
Right.
So
I don't know who you're going to take your advice from, but you might want to just visit harveywatt.com, check out all of the offerings that they have. Life insurance for pilots, very valuable. Insure those hands that can whack the Golden Tee machine into the top 20. Protect that entire body. You never know what could happen. You never know what kind of demonstration you could get caught in a foreign city. You might need that loss of medical or life insurance policy. harveywatt.com. Okay, on to flight advice. Max, it says, hey guys, I am looking for advice on how to progress my career further. Currently, I am on contract with the USFS flying smokejumpers. While I enjoy my current job, I cannot see myself doing it forever. 12 on, 2 off is brutal. Yeah, I could see that.
I can see it.
My contract ends later this year, and I can't seem to line up anything for the future. I've always wanted to fly business aviation. I have applied to every job I qualify for and hear nothing back. While I have nothing against going 121, I have my applications in since 2025, and I've also heard nothing. I know I'm not at ATP Mins yet, but plan on getting there before my contract is over. Currently at 1450 total, 500 multi, and 150 turbine. Any advice or recommendations are greatly appreciated. I know the industry is currently backed up. Thanks in advance. I love what you guys are doing. Best podcast out there. I actually sent him a follow-up email because I wanted to know what airplane. And so here's a little bit more information. He said, currently flying the CASA 212 multi-engine turbine, captain upgrade. Times are 3 to 5 years due to the Forest Service requirement of low level time, which is hard to get. Okay, so because I was wondering if he was flying a turbine and if upgrade was on the horizon.
Yeah, it was imminent.
Yeah,
right.
This person is flying 450 hours a year. This person is 22 and not married with no kids. Those are the stats.
Boy. I know what here's in my advice is all I could think about if I was in this situation is I would call James, because this is a tough one. Like, because you have to highlight the uniqueness of your experience, and you have to network and leverage the ability that you're young and you don't have kids and you don't have a wife and you can probably willing to move anywhere.
I actually don't like. I think this person is just a victim of the backup of the system right now. And once things start moving, I think you're going to be just fine. You're 22. You have already 150 hours of turbine time, 500 hours of multi. You're going to get a call from a regional if, soon, once the pipeline opens back up again. Like, if I'm looking at you or a 1,500-hour flight instructor, like, you're going to be competitive with those people. It's not like you're flying some airplane where you're not gaining valuable experience. Multi and turbines in a crew environment, like, that's good. And you're flying 450 hours a year too, which is...
Yeah, so you're rapidly going up.
You're rapidly building time. I would say you're 22. It's time to be patient here.
The other thing, too, is you're right at the cusp of, like,
Yeah.
the big breaking point is 1,500 hours. You're, like, right there.
Yeah. You're right below ATP min, so I think this is good. Now, if the question is business aviation or airlines, I feel like you'll probably the regional probably you'll get the calls from first. Business aviation is going to require some networking. There are opportunities out there. It says that you're on the West Coast. I would start to, if you do want to start looking at the charter operators, the 135 operators, that's where I would start networking next for business aviation. You can do this in a few different ways. There's a website called charterhub.com you can go onto, and in the city that you're in, go look at what aircraft are based there. There's a tool that will do that, and it'll help you locate the 135 operators that are local. Go down there on your day off, put a shirt and tie on, and go in there and just try and talk to some folks. Have a resume. Make it happen and say, hey, I'm just getting close to my ATP mins. I'm looking for the next chapter. I'm interested in business aviation. Just looking for someone to help mentor me to the right place, kind of see what's going on in the area. And I think you'll be surprised by how much people will be willing to help you. Also, there's a local business aviation chapters. I'll have a link in the show notes for the NBAA website that shows all the different regional groups that you could join. So join the group in your region and start to get involved there. And that'll be another great way to start meeting people in the industry. But there's certainly ways to get involved in business aviation. And I think Charter 135 is probably your next step if you decide to go that route and not the regionals.
You know what? So he's 22. Okay. Tell me about like a charter operator out of Van Nuys flying a G4 or G5 or 550 or something like that, like in flying all over the world, and 2 weeks on or whatever the schedule is. That sounds like a horrible job to you and I. I think if you're 22, that would be the greatest gig, I think. And those jobs generally go to lower time people, less qualified, because as you get older, it's not very desirable. But if you have nothing, at home that needs you, and you can go and travel all over the world and fly. Corporate flying over the world is great because you're going to hang out for a little while, or you're actually going to see the world. And I think that job would be the greatest experience if you're right in your shoes. Like, I think that's if I were you and that sounds appealing to you, and flying internationally and traveling all over the world and seeing a bunch of cool stuff, that's what I would try and do.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Companies like PrimeJet or other operators that are operating maybe like the legacy Gulfstreams, and maybe hire younger or less experienced folks into the right seat. That to me would be, I agree, Max. That would be an awesome job. And that job is going to also, like, if you decided later on, I want to go 121, all that experience is just going to be about, like, that's not bad
or you want to slow down and, I'm
just do
I want to fly part 91 and, not work as much or whatever. You're set from that, because the experience is gold from a professional standpoint, but also from a personal standpoint. And I think it's younger crews and everyone's having a good time. Yeah. That sounds like an awesome time.
And there is you're on a 12-2 rotation now, so pretty much any carrier you go to is going to have
anything's going to seem easier. So the good news is
anything's an upgrade.
You've already been pushing the 1,000-pound sled, so the 800-pound one ain't going to be so bad.
Yeah, exactly. Find somebody that does 12-4, and you'll double your time off. God, this is amazing.
And you won't be so worried about that low-level time.
Yeah, exactly. Low-level time. You log that.
In a Cub.
You make a custom, you make a custom parachute jumpers, too. Would you
hack the clock? We're below 500 feet.
Yeah, is that what it is? I mean, because a parachute smoke jumper, aren't you higher? Like, aren't you going up and down? I don't know.
You're asking the wrong guy.
More questions and answers. Reggie, we have a listener that's talking about the U.S. Forest Service and upgrading to captain, flying for them. They're requiring low-level time in their logbook. Do you know anything about that?
Absolutely. So the US Forest Service often does have some pretty specific requirements for pilots who are going to be flying low-level missions, especially for firefighting or any kind of forestry work. They usually want you to have a certain amount of low-altitude time logged just to make sure you're comfortable and safe in that environment. So yeah, it's definitely a real thing and kind of a unique requirement for that kind of flying.
How do they define it, though? What is low-level time?
Yeah, so basically when they talk about low-level time, they mean flight hours that you've logged at a relatively low altitude above the ground, typically a few hundred feet up to maybe 1,000 feet AGL or so, depending on the agency. It's the kind of flubbing where you're staying close to terrain, maybe navigating around obstacles like hills or trees. The Forest Service just wants to make sure you have experience in that environment so you're safe and confident doing it.
I guess it's just exactly like what it sounds like, Max. Yeah. Now, the great thing about AI is that could have all just been completely made up. Like Reggie could have just hallucinated it.
Could be bullshit.
Low level time. Well, what's that mean? Well, it means when you're low to the ground. Oh, okay. Got it. Food for thought.
Sounded good, though.
Yeah, did sound good. Good luck. Costa 212. Max, any desire to fly Costa 212? Have you ever wondered anything about it?
I'd love to fly Costa 212. I've seen one. We saw there was one parked on the ramp. Remember we went to Pinal Air Park to look at all the parked airplanes?
Slightly better looking airplane than the shorts, I would say.
And the Caribou, perhaps. I don't know where that falls.
I don't know. That Caribou has got the wing angle. I don't know. It's a tough one. Striking. Stunning. Did you see the reel I posted online the other day of the MU2 that I saw in Boise?
No.
It's magical. We're starting to get, I posted that and then people are now just, anytime they see an MU2, they're sending it to us.
Oh, please
great.
do. I just love nothing more than MU2.
It's so fun. So I went to lunch the other day with a salesperson for one of the major OEMs. And she asked,
did you ask if they're having a hard time competing for the top product support slot this year with Mitsubishi still?
Funny. So we were just talking, and she's like, "Oh, what's your dream airplane? What would you like to fly, Dylan?" And I was like, "Well, actually, I would like to fly Mitsubishi MU2." She's like, "What?" So I went into this whole thing, and she's like, "I've never even heard of that. I didn't know Mitsubishi made airplanes." And I'm like, "Yeah, go look at the IAN product support, and I guarantee your OEM, your employer is going to be below that."
Yeah, the airplane. It's fine. I mean, the airplane's only been out of production for 40 years.
Yeah, no problem with parts. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
No problem. Still factory supported. Maybe you guys should try that. Hey, Honeywell, I'm talking to you. Maybe support some stuff more than 3 years, scumbags.
Oh my God, I love those guys with their MSP fees. It's just
the best. Everybody online, they're begging Garmin to give them an autopilot. It's just the thing is never going to die. It's unbelievable.
MU2. Let's go.
I'm going to get one when I buy one. Yeah. I will buy one.
Yes.
It's going to be a 1979, same year I was born.
Okay. Well, that's perfect.
I mean,
it's easy to track. Yeah.
That's what I mean. How cool would that be? Like, yeah, the airplane's old. Are you calling me old?
Yeah.
Am I old? I'm as old as this airplane.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be genius. And then when both the airplane and the pilot get to 70, then we're just going to be like, all right, that's enough.
That's
you and the airplane have timed out.
I saw. You know what's funny? There's this new insurance company that like no longer that just came to the market, and they're like, we don't have age restrictions, and they're like, and you can get like a online like ballpark estimate of your premium, like by filling out a form online. This seems very progressive. I was very
for a
pleased
business
to see
aviation airplane, or was this just?
Yeah, no, it's all for like owner flown like turbine stuff.
Oh, okay.
You should ask Tom Haig about this. I bet he knows something.
We're looking for a new owner flown turbine.
But it's a direct to market, so he's not going to be very positive about it.
It's right.
But it's like a whole new. It's
a whole new model.
That's what we need. We need a little shake up. You know.
Wow.
Gotta get our ME2 premiums down.
We'll have to see if Tom agrees with that.
Yeah, I don't think Tom's going to agree with the direct to market model.
I just wonder why don't more like with the internet? It just seems like it's so easy to like. Why would you need a broker?
There are. I mean, Avemco has been around forever. That's a direct to consumer.
It's so easy. Like I wouldn't understand
why
you
those
could just.
Commissions are not cheap. It's like 15%, dude.
Yeah,
of the premium. Like it's
so it's the guy who's married to someone who sells insurance. and gets commissions.
That's different, Dylan. It's not aviation.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry.
This requires a broker, okay? It's very different.
Very, very complicated.
What
very
she does
complicated.
is, very complex.
You have to go to school for many years.
Yeah, it's not just, pretty smile. It's very in-depth.
That's right. Anything else to add before we get out of here? I loved the surprise TED call. That was a great call.
I know. I was tracking him. Like, I saw that he was at the airport. I'm like, is he coming or going? I hope. And I saw him go to the employee parking lot. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
This is perfect. Scraping the ice off his car window.
We'll have to get him on video next time. Well, he probably won't agree to that.
Yeah, we can always consent to that.
We can hope.
All right.
Well, I gotta go. I gotta hit this Lebanese place down the street here in St. Louis. My new hotel here in St. Yeah, I may. The funny thing is, they're all old movies. I gotta get Goodfellas here. Starts at 7:15.
Yeah, quickly. Okay, so, Lebanese and Goodfellas.
Or Spinal Tap 2, the end con. I can't decide.
Wow.
Who knows?
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for the 21.5 show. Thanks to everyone who participated, sent us an email, left us a review, wrote in for flight advice.
Or
also
listens.
our sponsors.
Anybody that downloads the show, appreciate that.
Much appreciated. Thanks to all of our sponsors, including Advanced Air Crew Academy, Timothy P. Pope, Harvey Watt, Veris Jet Sales, the AirComp Calculator, James O'Neill, and ProPilot World. All of our friends, all of our homies. We'll be back with another episode for you next week. Until then, remember,
ability is the key to air power.
We'll see you later.
Talk to you later.
The statements made in this show are our own opinions and do not reflect, nor were they under any direction from any of our employers.